Morning, morning. It's Monday, the 8th of February. You know what? I should be at work, but the problem is there's snow out there, and I don't really like going out on the road in the snow. Now that might you hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Right. So you might think, oh, he's a bit posh. He don't want to go out. I answered a rescue call many years ago. It was snowing a blizzard, and I decided to stay indoors. I had an Astrovan at the time, the old Vauxhall Astrovan, one of the fastest vans Vauxhall ever produced. Let me tell you, even Jeremy Clarkson reviewed it on Top Gear, and he was taking a Lotus round a racetrack, and he's hanging on for dear life. And then he looked in his rear view mirror, and he see an Astrovan with a pipe rack on the top and flashing him to move over, and he moved over and the van come past. Now, I got many calls back in the day. That was before mobile phones come out. All my mates were ringing me and saying, Dave, I've just seen you on Top Gear. So, I've been getting through this world and this life by the skin of my teeth, but I quite like it. I quite like the challenge, ladies and gentlemen. Call me old-fashioned, I really do. So, hang on, I'm going to share this if I can. I need to pull more people into this YouTube. So let me just. I might do it later. I'll do it. Can I share this? I can't share it, can I? I can only share it on my Dubry. Hang on a sec. Bear with me. Never mind. I'll find. Well, anyway, this video is entitled "Have We Become the National Socialist Party of Germany?" I think we have. I'm going to be talking to you guys about a cafe owner in a little while. Gorgeous looking man, beautiful beard. I'm taking this off today, by the way. My missus wouldn't kiss me last night. She said it's like kissing me dad because her dad's got a beard. So I was like, yeah, all right, we'll take it off. Just need to share. Let's copy the link and then I'll post it on my Facebook and then I'll share it onto my other timeline. And hopefully we'll get a few more people coming in. Have we become Germany, the National Socialist Party of Germany? Do you know what? Yeah, I think we have. I think I've just said that. Jackie Jones. All right, Jax, Asgard, Del Boy. All right, my son. Nice to see you. Yeah, we just shared that. So let me share that. Share to a group. No more options. Share to Facebook. Oh, here we go. I want to just try and share these YouTubes out so I get more people popping in. Friends, yes, okay. Let me see if I can. Just bear with me. Your story, newsfeed, albums, friends, timeline. Here we go. Need to share it out to that one. Bosh. Right, so we should get quite a few more people popping in a minute. Let me do it again. Newsfeed, friends timeline. Was it Dave Witcher? I'd just done Dave Witcher, didn't I? Witcher. That's it. So we're sharing. So we should get a few more people popping in. Sorry about that. I should do that really before I get out. Frankie Mack. All right, son. So anyway, as I was saying, Jeremy Clarkson on Top Gear, there's an Astrovan come flying past him, flashed him, and my mates, like it was before the times of mobiles. Can you imagine such a time? It was when we still had sort of square wheels and, we never... Yeah, we used to have all sorts of problems going on. So anyway, my friends used to phone me on the landline, my bricklayer mates, my plasterer mates and all that, and say, Dave, we've just seen you. We think we've seen you on Top Gear. We've seen you. Because back in the 90s, right, 1988, 89, I had a company Astrovan and the registration plate was B309 PDH. Now, I'll never forget it. Why? Because it was a flying machine. I used to go down the M20, the old A20, and get on the new M20. And the road leading up, I used to get up to 96 mile an hour in third gear. This is a van. Flat, fantastic motor. And I had a CID copper pull me up in Headcorn once with my mate Stuart sat by the side of me, got out of his car, slammed his door, come up to me windscreen. I locked my windows, opened my window a bit. He's going to me, you open the bloody door. I went, no, I don't know who you are. You're a nutcase. I'm police. I said, anyone could say that. And my mate Stuart's going, tell him, Dave, tell him, Dave. I'm like, I'm telling him, Stu, I'm telling him. Anyway, this cop said, I said, you ain't in uniform. What are you doing? You're supposed to be a squad car. He says, well, I've been following you down the motor. I said, well, then you've been speeding too, haven't you? It's funny. Anyway, getting to the point. Astrovan. So I never go out this time of year when it's snow on the road, because I went out to do this rescue call out for a woman, bless her heart. She had young kids. She begged me over the phone, Dave, please give it to me. I need to be warm. So I went out and smashed my van up. I smashed the track rod end in, and I thought, no, all the time there's snow on the road, and I'm not going out in it, because that black ice and that is a killer. I'm not doing it. So yeah, that's the point. Anyway, moving on, people. The Bonda, hello, Bonda. Yes, Owen, we need to have a chat, mate. I've got your thing yesterday, but I've got all sorts going on at the moment. All sorts going on. Let me tell you, peeps, there's so much going on at the minute, you won't believe. But I thought I'd come in here, have a half hour. I've been cutting up firewood all morning for me 2 log birds. I've got both of them fired up now. Yeah, it's a bit like Chernobyl, cutting up pallets for kindling. Oh, man, it's all been go this morning. Anyway, this cafe owner, a couple of days ago, he's got a beautiful beard, and he's opened up his shop, his cafe. And I'm going to make a couple of correlations here, right? Has anyone seen anyone in McDonald's or Burger King being dragged out of their buildings for serving food? And why are they not shut? You could argue that they can't go in, but they're still opening windows, still handling food. It's all a nonsense, because, all right, you might not come into close proximity within spitting distance, but don't tell me these so-called viruses and lurgies don't hang about on all sorts of bits and bobs, yeah? Because if it's airborne or it's on a piece of steak and you're going to get it, your immune system's low, of course you're going to get it, aren't you? Get a shave, Dave Scruffy. Won't get this on the BBC. No, I'm going to have a shave in a little while, because my missus said to me last night I was getting a bit amorous with her. And she said, turn the light off. I can't kiss you, because it's like kissing me dad. So I thought, you know what? Now's not the appropriate time. But tomorrow, she's coming off. So the beard is coming off in about an hour's time. So, yeah, you'll be seeing a clean shave one this afternoon. Beth, how you doing, darling? It's the longest I've ever let it grow, to be fair. Longest I've ever let it grow. It's all starting to bush out the sides. I reckon if I give it another month, I'll be Uncle Albert during the war. Anyway, so this cafe owner, right, it's a right Keystone Cop moment. He's out in the middle of the street. This cop has pushed him out in the middle of the road, yeah? And thank you, Beth. Very kind of you. So he's out in the middle of the street, and this copper with the big ivers on, looks like Tyson Fury, has come in with the big right hook. He's missed him, and it's just one-on-one. It's this cafe owner who really only wants to be serving up chips and lattes. That's all he's interested in, right? And having his community going all back together and everyone go back together. There's lots of part of the world now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you as well, that are telling the coronavirus stuff and the lockdown to do one. They're all just getting on with stuff. There's shops in Idaho, supermarkets in Idaho. They're going, stuff it all. Let's just get on as normal. And a big question I have for everyone out there, all those that want to wear the masks and that are prepared to stay at home all the time, do me a favour. You stay at home all day and don't go out, and let us lot that stay in the normal world crack on. Just let us get on with it. Just let us go out. Let us do what we want to do. Don't make no mithering comments. Just let us crack on and take our chances, because I've been a chance taker all my life, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't stopping there, because Boris Johnson says we're going to catch a lurgy. He can, if I bend over, Boris can kiss both my bum cheeks. How's about that? How's about that? So that's the point I want to make. Anyway, this cafe owner, I'm hyperventilating this morning. I don't know why. Thanks, Beth. Yeah, well, it makes me look like a pup of Smurf, to be fair. So, yeah, this cafe owner, this cop has had a right hook at him. The cafe owner's just like trying to bat him off, Then the copper tries to wrestle him to the ground. I'm going to do a feed later on stream. I'm going to show you this video. It's quite alarming. It's quite alarming. And all of a sudden, Bosch, the cafe owner's in trouble. He's been arrested, no doubt. He's got the acro fines on him. He's probably been fined 5, 10, 15, 20 grand. Whatever these public servants want to make up. But look, I watched a documentary quite a few years ago called The Greatest Story Never Told. And it was about the rise of the Nazi Party, rise of Hitler, this, that, the other. Now, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you go and look at any amateur videos of Germany, Berlingen, München, Munich to you, and all these other glorious places, right? Because they're German brothers and sisters. They're very similar to us in their outlook in life, their lifestyles, and what they believe in. They're Judo-Christian country, right? But up until the outbreak of war, because Hitler tried to avoid war many times, he issued many declarations. I don't want to go to war. Just leave it out, leave it out, leave it out. And the only reason he went through Poland was to reunite land that had been taken away, I think, from the Versailles Treaty or whatever back in after the First World War. So he was literally repatriating German territory. And I don't know as if he would have gone any further than that. I really don't know. But who knows? Who knows? You don't know. You don't know how history was going to pan out. But the point is this. Up until the outbreak of war, if you see videos of how clean the German streets were and how gorgeous them people were and how much fun and absolute great, and there was no knives, there was no thieving, there was no violence. They were having they were living a utopia. They were absolutely living a utopia. Now, when the war come along and the belt gripped and the tightenings come on, there was a sin there where the public servants started attacking the people. And you see all the people scattering. I remember seeing this guy with an hat on and a suit on, and he had long legs, and he's running up the road trying to get away from these public servants because they turned on the people. And then it was a case, you're owned by the state. It was backwards. It was absolutely backwards. But I reckon we're at a point now in this country. And why is this happening? Because no one gives a monkeys and no one's doing nothing about it. We just go along with this Nazi style of dictatorship that's really coming very prevalent in this country, and we do nothing. And that's why the cafe owner was being beaten yesterday. Where was his brothers and sisters protecting him? All he did was open up his business, right? Now, fair play. We've been all embroiled into this society where we do believe that going to work and making money is the way to go. We believe that. But now they want to take it away from us. Now they want to take it away from us. And he's only fighting for survival. He's fighting for survival. I would rather him open up, serve his chips and his lattes, and still have a business in 6 months' time than it'll be shut up and not serving any lattes. But why did he get beat up by the coppers? Because no one cares. No one did nothing about it. I want to give a big shout out to my friend Russell Birch yesterday, who walked past his local church, and he see a guy in his 70s sleeping on the bench with about 6 sleeping bags. And he come home and he's wrestling with his conscience. So what he did, he got a massive big flask of soup and warmed it right up and took it down to the old boy, sat and had a chat with him and give him a nice warm flask of soup to get him through the night. Guys, you've got no idea. We're going down to -6 this week. Just in my region, Lord knows what it's like up north because it's proper cold up there. And we've got people homeless. We've got people sleeping on park benches. Why was he sleeping on a church bench? Why was he not sleeping inside the church? Why was he not sleeping inside the house of God? Don't understand why these churches wouldn't open to vulnerable people. Surely to God, that's what the church is there for, right? Is the church not there for vulnerable people? If they do violence and stuff and start smashing the place up, different story. But this guy was sleeping outside last night, ladies and gentlemen, in the freezing cold and the snow in his late 70s. And my mate said he had about 6 sleeping bags all tucked in one another. And my mate just couldn't not look after him. He had to go down and give him a flask of soup. And he said, Russell Birch, good, solid individual. And he's now saying, I'm going to go back down there tonight if the old boy's there and give him another flask of soup. What have we become? That's the big question is, and the reason and the ethos that gives me the energy to do this is that I know that there's enough for everyone. In this world, if we use our brains and we have outside the box thinking people, there's nothing that we can't achieve, and there's nothing that we can't have because we're creative. When you look at all the buildings and the technology and all that's around us, it's all been created by man's knowledge and consciousness. Can we not start using that for the good stuff? Can we not start putting the public servants back in their box? I think we need to. Raj Barley, hello, darling. How are you? Beth Marshall, she's crying. Bless her. It's horrible to see, man. I'm looking into a couple of nursing homes in the UK Northwest. They're actually taking food from the residents' mouths. Could do with UK assistance. It's disgusting. You know, nursing homes in this country. If any of my family turned around and said to me, Dad, you're now pissing yourself, you're going into a nursing home, I'd say, just shoot me. What? Yeah, no, just put a bullet in me. Come on. I'm not, man, the amounts of levels of violence I've seen in these nursing homes through staff beating people and just wickedness, cigarette burning them. I mean, we have become a very violent people. You need numbers to do anything. Absolutely right, Ian Sermon. But this cafe owner was out in the middle of the street thinking, this copper wants a piece of me. He thinks he's Tyson fucking Fury. Why is this copper swinging punches at this guy? Where have we come to? And if you watch the video, the geezer's got his barista top on. He's got his big beard. He's a gorgeous looking man, lovely slick hairstyle, looking proper handsome. And this copper is swinging right hooks and left hooks. And people say, oh, you got to wonder about what's happened, what's gone on there. No, you've got to consider how have we ever descended into this chaos in the first place. And where does the level of violence stop, ladies and gentlemen, with all this? Where does it stop? That's the big, it's not what's going on, it's where does it stop? Where does all this level of violence stop? You know, I've said this many, many times. This country, England, and we are England. We're not the UK. The UK is a corporation. We still have English heritage. This is England, the Queen of England, an England football team. This is England, not the UK. The UK is a corporation, all right? Where are all the people that care? Where are the people that are prepared to stand up? You know, I will, you know, stand up like you've got no tomorrow. But I need we need, not me. We need vast numbers of people. It could be you. Hello, Carol, Georgina. Let's have a little roll call. Mickey Ramo's in the room. Dean Amshaw. Hello, gorgeous. Ian Sermon, Raj Barley. My brother from another mother, Owen Lloyd Martin. Beffy Marshall, Marshall's wife. She's in the room. Hello, sweetheart. Who else have we got? We got, that's about it, really. Who else? We've got Del Boy and we've got Jackie Jones. We've got Frank McEaron. Lauren Page, hello, sunshine, how are you? So, you know, where's all this stop? We need to get back to the rule of law, because under the rule of law, which is established and based in this country via constitutional arrangements that weren't written for us, they were written to restrain the crown and its servants so that we're all equal. But that is clearly not the case anymore. And I could quite happily not do this and just sit at home and just think, oh, well, you know, we get what we deserve. But it could be that Beth Marshall, travelling down the road one day, got the kids in the car. All of a sudden, a copper pulls her over because he's having a bad day. Maybe his wife's left him or she's shagging about. Who knows what goes on nowadays. And he thinks, oh, I'll have a spoil with her. And they do think this. They think like this. They think they own us. And next thing you know, Marshall's getting a phone call. Your wife's down the police cell. She's got black eyes, busted shoulder. And you're never going to get justice. Why? Because we have the Wehrmacht. The police are the Wehrmacht. They're the SS. And I don't use these words lightly. I hate talking like this. Just trust me when I say I detest even having to talk about this stuff. But what happens when we just sit back and do nothing, ladies and gentlemen? What are we going to descend into? That's the big one for me. What are we going to descend into? Carol Georgina, it's lovely to see you, mate. Is that the bloke who opened the shop in Manchester? Yes, it is. The copper's having a right. I thought I was watching Tyson Fury. I really did. It's disgusting what we're allowing go on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, we are really in a very dangerous place. Could be your children. It could be you. In America, they've just pepper sprayed and tased a 9-year-old child. Christ. Why do women like men with beards but don't like kissing them? Yeah, my missus actually don't like me having facial growth, but I've been lazy, and her dad's got a beard and had a beard for years, and he shaved it off once years ago, and her mum never spoke to him for a couple of weeks. It's really funny, right? A couple of days ago, everyone's walking past because it's snowing and this, that, the other. And I know everyone around here, and I'm chatting with everyone who walk past, going, "You know what, Stan? There's it," because I do loads of work around here, right? Anyway, there's a guy that works for the BBC. He works on documentaries and all that, and he looks. When I first met him, when I put their central heating in, I couldn't believe it. It took my breath away. I went, "What?" He went, "What's the matter?" I went, "You look just like my missus's dad." And I mean, if you was to stand side by side, it would be very difficult to pull you apart. And my missus come out the porch the other day, and I was chatting with Steve, and I said, "Here, Steve." I said, "Just stay there a minute." I said, "Neat," since he come over, I said, "Who Steve remind you of?" She looked at him, she went, "He looks like my dad." It was really, because they'll say we got a double somewhere. I mean, I must have one somewhere, surely to God. Is it too late when the masses are vaccinated? Game over. Who cares? Look, I don't care who's getting vaccinated, who ain't getting vaccinated. They've got their own free will. They think they've got free will. If they're prepared to have all this stuff put in them because they think it's going to help them and enhance their life, they'll find out the hard way, or they're going to be all right. It's up to them. It's literally up to them if they want to have the Pfizer jab. There are people I know that have had it and they feel quite fine. And then we've got the other extreme of Katie Price's son, Harvey, who's already vaccine damaged, and he's had it and he's got problems. So, you know, who knows? But personally, will I be having it? No, I don't want no more of their jabs. I don't think we should be pin cushions to the establishment. I think we should get used to the environment we live in, and I think we should build up good, decent immune systems. I mean, this morning I've had my vitamin B complexes. I've had 10,000 IUs of vitamin D. I take 10,000 IUs for 1 week of the month, and then I just drop it down to 5 for the rest. And because we surely to God we don't get our vitamin D this time of year. The little beard suits you, pal. Yeah, my missus she says, like, I can't stand kissing you with it because it reminds me of my dad, and this freaks her out a little bit. So I always have to turn the light off, and we have to play dot to dot, you know, and find the seekers and all that stuff in the middle of the night. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, look, you know, are we descending into Nazi Germany, National Socialist Germany, 1936, where our public servants are out of control? For sure they are. For sure they are out of control. Are people being harmed by these people now? Absolutely, for sure they are. And they're finding out on a very individual basis how hard the jackboot is. Getting dragged out of the car. I remember my mate Dean Renshaw dragged out of his car a couple of years ago, and I'll never forget seeing this bald-headed copper with his foot on his head, and Dean's head's on the tarmac with his arms behind his back. They're such cowards that they have to cuff you first and drop you to the floor with their weapons, and then they proudly stand over you. It's a bit like being shot out in the wild like an elephant or a giraffe, and the trophy hunter comes up and stands on top of you, stands by the side of you with his gun and has a picture taken. That's who these motherfuckers are now, and I don't recognise them. When public servants like that act like that in this country, I don't recognise them at all. The people I do recognise generally are the decent souls of the National Health Service, the Fire Brigade, absolutely fantastic, and all the other stuff. But actually people that go out and meek out levels of violence pretty much unnecessarily on people. First of all, they're cowards. Secondly, they're scumbags, and they hide behind a uniform. And it makes me smile when people say, "Oh, if the police come round my house, I'm not going to let them in." Trust me, if they come round your house, they're coming in. Why? Because they can, because they've somehow managed to lie to us all so that we give up our property rights, and they claim to own everything. They claim to own everything. The police claim to own everything. Your children, your homes, your cars, every multi-faceted layer of your life, and the bailiffs, they own it. So this year, before I disappear and go and top up my log burners will be exiting this system. We have a strategy, we have a game plan, we have people already doing it, and I will be doing it myself in the next month or two, where we exit Babylon. And it's all about giving up that's not ours, the birth certificate, the driver licenses, everything else. You've got to give everything back, and then the whole game changes. And I've got people that have already done this, so I'm not talking out my bum. I've got people that have done this now that the Crown and the corporations just will not or cannot interact with them. So we're in exciting times, but dangerous nonetheless. I'm off for a shave and a chop wood for me fire. Have a grand day. I've been chopping wood this morning, Owen. It's nasty here. It's not very nice at all. Marsha started taking Vit D now. He's a vampire. Oh, lovely boy. Little beard suits you, Dean. You're a lovely man. And if I was the other way, I'd be stalking you. Anne-Marie Sarsfield, thank you, sweetheart. Thanks for tuning in. Tony Tiger Varley, hello, gorgeous. Lovely to see you. We've got 22 people in the room. It's too late when the masses are vaccinated. Game over. Ian Sermon, it's their choice. Let them, if they want it and it makes them feel better, let them go and have it. So we're in weird times. You know, like I said before, all the wars we fought, we see guns, bullets, trains, all that, tanks coming our way. You know, we used to fight head on, but this time round, God bless them, the English, the British, the Welsh, the Irish, the Scots. We've never been very good at using our brains. We use them to a certain level and then we stop. We tend to be very happy in our ignorance, but now is the time to come out of that ignorance and come into the sunshine. And we're all going to be coming back to God's kingdom. This year, 2021, I am going to be starting an armada, and not the Spanish armada of people exiting the system. Because once you've give it back and you've done it with blessings and you've give it back in full faith and credence, then their gig's over. And who wouldn't want that? I certainly do, and I'm having it. So, yeah, I'll see you all soon. There's lots to do today, so I'm going to go and plough on. Stay warm. If you can get out and keep your eye on the homeless and do whatever you can for people, please do. And we need to all come back to fellowship. We need to all start looking out for one another, because this system and this corporation is now in its final throes of total domination and total control and total destruction. But we ain't going to let that happen, are we? Right. Take care. I love you all. We've done half hour. I'll see you all a little bit later. Look after yourselves. Actually, quickly, Anne-Marie Sarfield said daughter was arrested at a friend's 21st house party on Saturday. She was the only one not to give her details. Wow, bless her heart. Take care, bud. Well, the knowledge separates the masters from the slaves, so you've clearly told your daughter straight. And we're not obliged to give our details. We're not obliged to keep ID. If we've got to keep ID and we've got to keep all that stuff, we're no different from, bless them, the German people that had to wear the Star of David on their sleeve, and the men had to wear black armbands, and you had to have all these pieces of paper to tell you where you was going and what you could do. All this government ID is no different from how the Jews had it. And I'm sorry to say that. You don't need a piece of paper to define you. You're undefinable. God created you. God knows who you are. And you know who you are. How can a piece of paper define you, or even it's your labeling, you know, even with these lanyards people wear. I know, I get why they wear them, but it's no different from 1936 Germany, ladies and gentlemen. Wake up. It's time really to wake up. Listen, I'm going to send you all my love. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay warm. I'll be back with you very soon. Take care now.